All right, all right, all right. Good. Oh, let me show my face. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let me show my face. Y'all showing y'all faces. Let me show mine. All right. There we go. All right, we here. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right, now I don't know if you all ever been on a chat on a webinar with me, but I'll try to make my webinars as live as possible and as interactive as possible. So if you can, oh Solomon, you raised your hand already. Wait a minute. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. All right. So thank you for joining. This is my 3-day challenge on how to become a future hotel owner. My name is Davon Reeves, for those that don't know me, but I know we have a lot of folks in the chat from New York, from pretty much all over the place, all the way to the West Coast. So I'm super excited. So again, make this interactive. I'll make sure I have time and stuff at the end for questions. I know some of y'all on your lunch break, so we're gonna keep it moving. Facebook tried to stop us today. Come on now. Facebook going down in the day I challenge. Yeah. Anyway. All right. So we're going to give you an overview. So this is 3 days. So this is going to be intense. So make sure that you pay attention. If not, you may even have to watch the recording. So the day one, we're going to talk about coming from a hotel consumer to a hotel owner. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about creating your ownership thesis. And then day 3, we're going to talk about the 4 different pathways to hotel ownership. So for those, for those who don't know me, my name is Davon Reed. Some people call me the Hotel Diva because I'm a big fan of Beyonce, specifically the Diva song. So that's why I'm known as the Hotel Diva. I've been in the industry for over 14 years. I started off working at the front desk in operations. I have experience in asset management, feasibility studies, and development. Throughout my career, I've managed over $1 billion in hotel assets. I'm the co-author of Epic Conversations on Wealth, which is a book on commercial real estate. So we talk about hotels, we talk about multifamily, and it's literally conversations on how you can get there. Currently, I have $14 million of hotels under asset. I've been featured in Forbes, Atlanta Journal-Constitution, Afrotech, Time, the Atlanta Business Chronicle, Black Enterprise, Lodging, Hotel Management, Hotel Online, just to name a few. So there are 59,000 hotels in the United States. All right, like I said, we're gonna make it interactive. How many of you are the first answer that's right is gonna get a prize. So there are over 59,000 hotels in the United States. How many of those hotels, what's the percentage of those hotels that are owned by African Americans? Drop it in the chat. All right, the first one wins. All right, Francis said 2. All right, Francis, send me your let's see what the answer is. Yes, Francis, you are correct. Less than 2% of the hotels that I just mentioned are actually owned by African Americans. So my goal is to change that and to increase that. I had your name right yesterday, and now I messed it up. Genefa. Did I say it right?
Genefa.
Oh, I practiced yesterday and I forgot. Just that quick. Genefa. I see your hand raised. I'll get to you shortly. Okay. I'll make sure.
Oh no, I'm sorry. That was an accident.
Okay, no problem. I just want to make okay. All right. Okay. All right. Tijuana said 10%. Hey, you know what? I like where you going. We're gonna speak that. Okay. We're gonna put that in the atmosphere. All right, that's what we're gonna do. All right, yes. But Francis, make sure that you send me a direct message or private message with your email address to make sure that I can get you your information for your prize, okay? See what happens when you show up. So this is me. I'm gonna tell you my childhood story. Everybody, the question I always get is, what's my story, right? So here's my story. My story, this is a picture of me. I don't know how old I was. I think I was 2, 1 or 2,
Mhm.
but I think I was maybe 1. But I was born in North Philadelphia, so I grew up in humble beginnings. Nobody in my family talked about. Well, I don't know about y'all, but no, we didn't talk about hotel ownership at the table. We traveled in hotels for our family reunions. How many of y'all traveled in hotels for your family reunions? Just curious. How many of y'all went stayed at the embassy suites for the omelets for your family reunions? I'm just curious. See, exactly. Just about everybody done stayed at an embassy suites for their family reunions and got one of them omelets, right? Look at all these yeses. Yes, 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 yes. See what I'm saying? So that was my childhood. My dad was a firefighter. My mom was in HR, was an educator. And so we did not talk about hotel ownership. My grandmother, the highest education she received was 8th grade. So we didn't talk about, I didn't even have the information on learning how to invest in real estate, let alone commercial real estate, let alone hotels. So my journey was similar to a lot of folks who are on this call. How many people talked about hotel ownership
Oh, that's great. Congratulations on that. Yeah.
at the dining room table? I'm just curious. How many people talked about hotel ownership at the dining room table? Oh, you did? You talked about hotel ownership, Sabrina? That's good because I didn't. We didn't talk about it. I didn't know anything about it, right? And I didn't actually find out about it, and I get to it in a few. I didn't learn anything about it until later in my years, right? We didn't really necessarily talk about owning. Now I will say my grandmother, she emphasized to every family should own at least one house in the family, one paid off house. That way somebody always have a place to stay regardless of what's going on. So that's what was instilled in me, take care, make sure you have good credit, all that good stuff. But nothing about hotel ownership. So then fast forward, I just like skip high school. I guess I should have shown my band pictures when I was in the marching band in my braces. But at college, I actually went to Georgia State University. And even understanding hospitality still, even I actually used to volunteer at hotel ownership conferences. And it still didn't dawn on me that Black people can own hotels. It still didn't. I mean, I even volunteered at NABHOOD, which stands for the National Association of Black Hotel Owners, Operators, and Developers. And it still didn't dawn on me about owning a hotel. I'm working and the reason why, because the hotel I worked, this picture is actually, I think it was my freshman year, my sophomore year. And this is like at my first apartment on my own. I can't find any pictures of me working at the front desk, but I was working at the hotel, and at the time Hyatt owned it. So in my mind, I was thinking, in order for me to own, I had to hope people can own hotels because only the brands own them. That's what I thought. I didn't know anything otherwise. So it's not until I started to change my circle, meaning I started to join different organizations. And it was organizations. Sabrina, you have a question? Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. And so, yeah, I'll make sure we say sometime at the end to get through questions. I just know that we started a little bit late because of Facebook technical difficulties, and I know some folks are on the lunch break, so I want to move a little fast. But so, the point I'm trying to make is that in college, I still didn't, and back when I was in college, I think Facebook just started, right? Like it just opened up for folks who were in non-Ivy League colleges. So I still had my GSU email address to log on. Like that was the only way that you could be a part of Facebook, is that you had to have a student email address. So it wasn't Instagram, Google wasn't as big, so the point I'm trying to make is that there wasn't a roadmap to owning a hotel. Like it wasn't like, oh, okay, I want to own a hotel. Or it wasn't a roadmap for people who look like me and people who came from my background. Now, if you came into money, or if you were a multimillionaire, if you were a multi-billionaire, you could surround yourself with the right people to get you to the hotel. But for people like me, I needed that little extra step. I needed to be creative when it came to hotel ownership. So what I did was, this is me as an analyst. This is actually at an NABHA conference. I worked as a non-paid intern. So I had to transition from operations into corporate, right? So while I was in corporate, that's where I learned about hotel ownership. I knew in order for me to really learn about hotel ownership, I had to get out of operations, but I didn't have the background. I didn't go to school for economics. I didn't go to school for finance. So I didn't have exactly on paper what's needed, or that experience, because my background was just operations. I didn't have that experience needed to go into the corporate side, or to the owner or the transactional side of hotels, which is asset management, brokerage, really the things that you need in order to own a hotel, the different ancillaries. And so during this time, working 3 different jobs, I'm trying to build my real estate portfolio. I'm really trying to, get on the path to hotel ownership, just all over the place, right? And so I said, okay, you know what? So during this, I was there for about 2 years at Horwath HCL. And then about 2 years after that, that's when I moved to Boston. And that's where I really learned about hotel ownership, asset management, really understanding OPM, which is other people's money at the highest level, right? That's where I really learned that. But I realized, I said, you know what? During my career, I realized I always had the entrepreneurship bug in me, but I wasn't a big risk taker at the time. I was a semi-risk taker. And in 2017, that's when I left corporate and I started my own company, and it's called Devon Group, which I'm the president and founder of. And the goal was to help people form teams and get them to the closing table, right? And then even though I was still helping people on my own and I was building my brand. And I say, you know what? I really wanted, if I can help other people get to the closing table, I can get myself to the closing table. So finally, I took that huge risk and betted on myself. And I formed my own ownership group in 2019 and 2020. We closed on a 85-room home 2 suites by Hilton in El Reno, Oklahoma. So this is my life as a hotel owner, right? So basically used my 14 years of experience, brought it together through relationships, and get into the hotel ownership space. I'm saying this to say, because at first I started off as a hotel consumer, right? I mentioned the Embassy Suites. Curious, how many folks in the chat, what's your favorite hotel brand? I'm just curious, drop it in the chat. Let's see. We got Marriott, Hilton. It's always either Marriott. Oh, One Hotel. We got something new. Okay. One Hotel. Shaniqua like One Hotel. We got Hyatt. Thank you. About time somebody say Hyatt. Y'all be sleeping on the Hyatt. Oh, thanks for Viola City, Oklahoma. We got Marriott, JW Marriott. Wanders. I never heard of Wanders. That's new. What kind of brand is it? It's over on like 100 brands, so I haven't heard of all of them. It's like literally this, and it's I swear it's a new brand every day. Embassy Suites and Hyatt, which is a part of the Hilton brand, IHG. Okay. And we have the Venetian in Vegas. I just love Vegas. What other brands do we have? Let's see. First Job is the Hyatt. Hey, Francis. Okay. Cobblestones, Marriott, Old School, Starwood. Okay, we finally get some Hyatts up in here. Roberts. I never heard of Roberts. Palace. Sonesta is your favorite brand? Oh, that's new. Okay. Marriott, they pay my bills. Robin. Robin said, I gotta say, we got the Ritz-Carlton, Tijuana Scott. I went to Georgia Southern, the real GSU. No. I believe Georgia State University was first, so therefore we are the real GSU. Ritz-Carlton, I guess my old job, Lowe's. Lowe's is nice. You stayed at Best Western. Okay, this is a first. Robin, first jobs with the Hyatt. Anyone I can own, stateside, extended stay, Hampton Inn. Okay, all right, Miss Janessa. So I'm actually loving this conversation because it's so many different hotels that you all just mentioned. There's actually some hotel brands I never even mentioned, ever even heard of. So I got to go back and research some of those brands. I heard of some Neston, but never heard of. I never heard of. I think Roberts. I never heard of Roberts, and I think one was like Wonders or something like that. Click. So Robin, your favorite brand to stay at is the Clarion Inn. Oh, that's the brand you want to buy. Roberts. What is Roberts? Was a typo. Sorry about that. Right, that's the one you want. Okay, that makes sense. I usually don't get that's the favorite one you want to stay at. So that's what I'm talking about, Robin. I'm a Hyatt girl too. I'm forever, ever. I'm a Hyatt girl forever in the Hyatt world. Okay. But the reason why I ask you those questions and to see which is the favorite brand that you want to say, and a lot of you all said, very, expensive brands, JW Marriott, some folks said the Ritz, some folks said Hyatt, we got Robin, who I see where you're going. I like where you're going. You already understanding the process of shifting from a hotel consumer to a hotel owner, right? And the reason why I'm stating that, and it's because you want to go from a hotel consumer to a hotel owner, and we're going to go through this a little bit more throughout the challenge. But a lot of times when people buy a hotel, they're like, oh my gosh, my favorite hotel that I want to stay at is a JW Marriott, or it's a Ritz-Carlton, or it's a Park Hyatt. So I want to buy one of those because those are my favorite hotels. Says I'm breaking up. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I guess it's my internet. So as far as those hotels that you want to buy into may not necessarily be the hotels that you say, and that's okay. Because a lot of times the people, those hotels that you just mentioned, they own the Clarion Inns, they own the Best Western. I'm actually surprised that somebody said Best Western because I normally don't get that. So so that's actually surprising. But those type of brands, Clarion, Best Western, if you do decide to get a Hilton, even a Hampton Inn is a little bit on the expensive side. But the point I'm trying to make is you have to shift your mindset. And it sounds like a lot of you all are doing it, which I'm excited. You all are shifting your mindset from a hotel consumer to a hotel owner, right? So and I'm actually studying that from my brother Omari. He always drops bars and I just steal them and add a little touch, add a little spice to it. But the purpose of this is that a lot of times people, they want to stay there, but when they look into it, it's not as it's profitable, right? From a first-time hotel owner. So the goal of what I do, I encourage people to become successful hotel owners, right? So you start off by building and you start off by scaling, right? So how many people in the chat ever owned a hotel before? Oh, it's little crickets. Okay. Okay. How many of y'all ever invested in one before? Inherited a small space. Oh, yeah, that's right here, Darlene. So y'all don't understand the process, right? So if you going in, not me personally, but my family. All right, Christian. I have an investment since I used them. So you do have an investment. Okay. All right, cool. REITs with hotels. Okay. So the point that I'm trying to make is starting off small with smaller hotels or limited service or economy service hotels, so you can understand how the process goes, right? Just got off the phone with one of my students, my mastermind students earlier today, and it was just like, okay, when we buy a house, your lender typically give you a checklist. And I said, oh yeah. So what's the checklist that's needed, right? What step by step, what's the process to help us get to hotel ownership, right? The larger hotels had to start to, the people who I see that buys a Ritz-Carlton as their first hotel, they are like billionaires. They don't have, that's not their first time getting into real estate. That's not their first, they may be their first time getting into the hotel space, but they have a lot of money. They're very well capitalized. And not even that, they pay experts because they know, look, they say, hey, I'm not a hotel expert, but I'm going to bring on the right people on my team. Again, those are the billionaires. So unless y'all are billionaires on the call, you know, I would recommend that y'all start off with smaller hotels so you can understand the business, so you can build your cash flow, so you can build your portfolio. And that's what a lot of people do, right? Met the owner of the Kimpton Inn, and you say you ready? As a flight attendant, I stayed in a lot of hotels and wanted to own and build my own. Exactly. So we got a lot of folks. So who ready in the chat? Who ready to go from a hotel consumer to a hotel owner? Put it in the chat real quick. I'm trying to see something. We got some readies. You ready? Okay. We ready. And my little John voice. I know. Let's go, right? Okay. Oh, y'all live. That's what I'm talking about. Y'all live at lunchtime. I see you. Y'all made it at 12 this time because the last challenges are like 10. And so people was like getting like real early. And I was like, you know what? I'm not even an early person. I ain't gonna do that. You ready for passive ownership? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Be honest with yourself. Be like, look, Davon, I ain't trying to be running around putting deals together. Just tell me what I need to do and how much you need and when I'm gonna get my money back. Boom, right? So the purpose of this is to bust some myths, right? I already talked about it, right? You personally have to have millions of dollars. No, you don't. I just told you my story. I literally grew up 29 from Jefferson, moved down to Atlanta. Actually, I didn't even move to Atlanta. I moved to south of Atlanta, right? I moved to Clayton County. Okay, again, didn't come from a family with millions and millions of dollars. Okay, I never missed a meal, but I ain't come from millions and millions of dollars. Okay, I didn't even know any millionaires at the time. Okay, I didn't even know what a millionaire was. Okay, I met my first, and if I did know a millionaire, I didn't know what a millionaire. So I didn't know. All right. So the point I'm trying to make is you don't have to personally to have millions and millions of dollars to get to this space. You personally don't have to be a billionaire. The first billionaire I ever met in person was a client. He had like 1,000 acres of land and he wanted to build a hotel. He was capitalized to build the Westin. But guess what? He's like, I don't want to use my money. He's like, I got the money to build it. I don't want to. I want to use other people's money. I said, wait, what? But you're a billionaire with your own plane. So wait a minute. I'll get in that to a little bit later on. Another thing is you have to have prior hotel ownership or hotel experience to get into this space. No, you don't. That's what it's called, building teams, having the right people in place, showing up for things like this and doing the work. I get questions a lot, well, Davon, if I do your class, how long would it take for me to own a hotel? Really, you have to do the work. You have to really do it. You really have to ask those questions. If you say, Davon, I don't know, right? You really have to be into it. So again, it's having that hotel mindset, right? I want you to think bigger. You already thinking big about showing up, right? The fact that you all, whatever, heard about me through an ad, through word of mouth, through social media, through a podcast or whatever, the fact that you saw hotel ownership and the fact that you was like, you know what? Let me learn about it. I may not be ready today, but you know what? I may be ready in a year or two. So what do I need to do to get prepared? You know what I mean? Maybe you like, you know what? I'm showing up because this is something I want my kids to get into, right? So it's all about having that hotel mindset. So giving a shout out to you all for just showing up, like really for just showing up, because it takes a lot. Because a lot of times even people in my own family, it took them years for them to believe me. They're like, what are you talking about, Davon? We stay at hotels, we don't own them. What are you doing? We don't, that's not what we do. We have our family reunions, we have our events and keep it moving. But now it's we're starting to normalize more of actually owning a hotel, of coming from working as a front desk agent to actually own a hotel. I think it was a beautiful woman out in Africa who started off as a housekeeper, and now she's either the general manager or the owner of the hotel. See, I mean, so things can be done. So this is the time for Q&A. Let me go back. I know it was a couple people who jumped on a little bit later. So to give y'all an overview of what we're going to talk about. So today we talked about the mindset shift from hotel consumer to hotel owner. Tomorrow we're going to talk about creating your ownership thesis. Let me see. Let me get the Justin. How many of y'all have y'all success kit? How many of y'all have y'all success kit? All right. Y'all got it? Okay, we're gonna talk about it in a few minutes. And then day 3, we're gonna talk about the pathways to hotel ownership. Okay, you're gonna buy it today. You need the link. Crystal, can you put it in the chat? Okay, so also I want to talk about the challenge dashboard. You'll get it in an email later on, but the challenge dashboard is Crystal, can you put the purchase link to the success kit in the chat? So the challenge dashboard is going to have the replay. So you'll see the replay of this. It will have the badges, which I'll talk about. It will also have the success kit link. It's everything you need to know for the challenge. So let me just show y'all what the success kit looks like, and what we're going to be talking about tomorrow. So this is y'all actually got lucky. I said, wait a minute. I so undercharged people. Say, y'all got lucky, because after the challenge, this is definitely going up. Let me tell y'all what's in this. I said, wait, I thought
I'm sorry,
I
Devon. Quick question. I'm sorry. I had to join late. I had to teach a class, so I'm just joining in. You asked us if we got a link, or what did you ask us if we received?
Did you sign up for the success kit?
Oh, okay. 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 I got you. So sorry about that. I just couldn't hear. Okay.
Oh,
Thank
no,
you.
it's okay. It's okay. Thank you. Yeah, it's okay. All right. So this is the success kit. So we talked about day 1. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about creating your ownership thesis. So if you have the success kit, your homework is to go through the ownership thesis and start kind of going through the questions. It'll help you tomorrow. Trust me. So this is the ownership. So this is the success kit for those who know what it is. You can print it out, start working on it. These are literally asking all these questions to pull everything out of your brain to get you ready to start thinking about what kind of hotel you want to invest in, what kind of hotel you want to buy, which path you want to go. We're going to talk about the difference between the active investor and the passive investor. We're going to talk about all of that tomorrow, and then break that down from where you start. Once you get that ownership thesis down packed, it'll be a lot easier moving forward. And then it explains the difference between the active and the passive investors. It talks about the pathways to hotel ownership. That's on day 3. Also, you have a bonus section. We have a cheat sheet on actually how to find a hotel and questions to ask. So we'll talk about this a little bit tomorrow. On day 3, on what questions to ask. Also, we have a resource library. So all the different terms to know, all of the different brands. Remember all those brands that people were talking about, and they were like, I was like, I don't know what this is. The hotel management companies, also the different hotel types that'll help you with. And then also REIT, how to invest in a REIT. I have the webinar in here as well, pre-recorded webinar with a good friend of mine, Andre Albritton, and walks you through. So he's a REIT expert. I'm a lodging expert. So we just put things together, put 2 and 2 together to help you all determine how to invest in REIT. I know some folks who actually watched the webinar, once they finished watching the webinar, they were able to invest in a REIT. Right. I don't have a record of, but I did. Oh, LaShawn, it says I don't have a record, but I did. What are you talking about? Look, are you talking about the success kit, LaShawn?
Yeah, I'm talking about I apologize. Some
of the emails are going to spam. So I just have to send you I had to send it to you directly. So if you could just send me your email, actually send an email to this email address.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, to make sure you got it. Yeah, because what happens, it will go to your spam. And it could, okay. And then Tamika said, a what? I don't know what you're talking about, Tamika. A what? You talking about the success? I'm talking about the success kit. Do you have a group that allows people to invest in groups? That is coming up. As far as a group, invest in a REIT. Okay, so a REIT is real estate investment trust. That's something we're going to talk about on Wednesday. And the creator strategy webinar, that is talking about different ways that you can get to hotel ownership. So just talking about different strategies. It was a webinar that was previously recorded. And another question is, what is a 221 club? The 221 club, my goal is to create 221 hotel owners and investors. So far, we have some deals coming up soon, so we'll have more. But in order, and I'll talk about the 221 club. That's a great question on Wednesday, excuse me, about the 4 different ways to invest in hotels. So make sure you stay tuned for on Wednesday. Paul said he just signed up. And then Brittany said, I would like to be the branding manager for hotels. There's a secret sauce to making those connections. What do you mean by branding manager for hotels?
Oh, I just wanted to unmute myself. So I would like to be a part of like developing the logos and the color schemes and all that for the particular branding for the hotels.
Okay. So that would get into like the consulting space.
Okay.
And so typically that's more so for like the independent hotels.
Mm-hmm.
And I may have to put this in, I may have to put this in a group. It's an organization called BLLA. I think that's the name of it. And
Okay.
it's the Boutique Lodging Association. So it's just more so getting you have to make connections.
Sure.
The brands, if you work with the hotel brand, they already have it. So it's really nothing you can do.
Right.
You can work with like management companies and be a consultant for them. Sometimes management companies who work with independent hotels,
Mhm.
they outsource their branding consultants. But they're going to ask you, have you done it before?
Right.
So the best bet is just to start building relationships. I don't really do independent hotels.
Okay.
That's just not my thing. Because I'm just big on franchises. But yeah, joining organizations like BLLA, which is a boutique lodging organization, or the Independent Hotel Association.
Okay.
Getting involved with those organizations. Because thanks, Crystal, because they're looking, that's the link right there. Because you're able to work directly with the owners. So
Right.
independent hotels, they're a little bit more flexible. So if they want to come up with a new branding concept, or if you want to work with like a soft brand,
Mhm.
but I would start with the independent hotel because they're a little bit more flexible. And just like get your first hotel just to start off with, like just to do your first project. Because once you do your first project and you do a really good job at it, you'll be able to grow your business and start working on other hotel projects.
Sounds good. Thank you so much for that.
Oh, no problem. Clarissa said, how much do you have to start investing in a hotel? It depends on the deal. It can be 10,000, it can be 25,000 if you want to be passive investor. If you're trying to be an active investor, which we'll talk about a little bit more tomorrow, if you want to like outright buy a hotel, you need to have access to about $1 million in capital.
Devon, what's your thoughts about the crowd? Is it crowdfunding or crowd spacing, where you put in a certain amount and it's going to different the building, I guess the building of different hotels or apartments or what have you. Are you familiar with those?
I am. And we're actually going to talk about that a little bit more on Wednesday.
And also, what did you say about it, the price going up on your kit we need to buy? Is it still going to be, is it still 37 right now?
Yeah, it'll be 37 until October 10th. So I'm giving y'all a lot of time. And that it was some folks who purchased the Mastermind who purchased the success kit before I updated it. So I sent you all emails with the updated version.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah. Oh, Christian say he found me through a HOA, Nabhood, Ransom Gems. Found it in your spam. Yeah, and folks, sometimes look for the success kit or emails. It's in your spam folder because it's the provider. The provider, and if you haven't received the new, so if for those who, this is what the new success kit looks like. So if you ordered one and it didn't look like this, just send me a note to hello@thevon group, and then I sent everybody theirs early yesterday, I believe. Yes, the updated success kit, so you'll have it. The next mastermind class is actually going to be an in-person event. So we're going to share the details on the last day of the challenge.
Is she paying you as well to
Oh
speak?
yeah, he put some folks on mute.
Been very aggressive toward me.
Hold on, let me put some folks on mute. Oh, we got a lot of y'all on mute. Okay. Okay. All right. So let me show y'all a badge. So badges. So one thing I didn't mention, so yeah, every day we're gonna have homework. So the homework for today is, and one thing a big thing that I actually forgot to mention is actually how I got the hotel ownership. I had to elevate my mindset and I had to think big. It was Steve Harvey, I never forget. I think he was on a radio. I think it was radio, not his TV. And I was just listening. He said, I want you to write a list of 300 goals you want to achieve in your lifetime. And if you can't get the 300 goals, you're not thinking big enough. So I challenge you all to write down 300 goals. It don't matter how big or how small, it's up to you. You don't have to share them, but it could be anything. If you want to travel to space, if you want to go to Bora Bora, if you want to develop a hotel, if you want to brand a hotel, you want to work as a branding consultant for a major hotel chain, for an independent hotel chain, whatever you want to do. If you want to create your own hotel brand, if you want to have your art placed in hotels, if you want to have your art placed in a museum, whatever it is you want to do is nothing small. I'm still working on mine. It's an ever-growing list. I'm constantly keep adding, and I go back and check. And guess what? I've actually started crossing those things off my list. If you want to be featured in a publication, if you want to get to X amount of views on YouTube or whatever it is, whatever goal that you want to achieve, I challenge you to start doing it. So I challenge you tonight to start. That's your homework for tonight. So in the challenge dashboard, there will be a link for you to access your badges. So the replay of this video will be on a challenge. Give it by the afternoon. You'll receive an email with the challenge dashboard. And so I want you to download this badge and put it in the Facebook group. So I want you to post your badges. I want to see it. I want you to think big. That is the goal that's your homework for today. Somebody asked, will there be access to the mastermind virtually? Well, let me go back to these questions. I purchased two. I'm gonna say, can you check orders? Okay, I have to check. How long is the process if you already have 10 to 20K? That's if you want to invest passively, if you have 10 to 20,000. So that's something that we could talk about. That's something that you can use in a crowdfunding platform, or if you want to invest privately. So that's something we can talk about on Wednesday. Will there be access to the mastermind virtually? No, this one won't be in person, but you'll have access to the previous recorded mastermind classes. The next mastermind, it'll be in November. And like I said, it'll be in person. Will I show the updated copy? So this is the updated copy of the Future Hotel Owner Success Kit. Can y'all see it? This is it. This is what it looks like. So we'll have like this will be on what's on the inside. So this is the second page. The news just mentioned about Facebook and Instagram being oh, well, you could just post it when is the badge on the dashboard? Yes, the badge is on the dashboard. You know, once Facebook is up, then y'all post it. So as long as y'all, you know, I just want y'all to start. So if Facebook is up tomorrow, y'all can post it tomorrow. But I want y'all to just start. That's the thing. That's the big thing. So will it be access to the mastermind virtually? So like I said, it'll be in person, and then you'll have access to the previous classes. Okay. All right. Okay, so we got the badge information. So here's your homework. I want you all to make a list of 300 goals. Day 2, we're going to work on the ownership thesis. So print it out, kind of review. I know we have some overachievers. You're probably gonna go ahead and start working on day 2 homework. But day 2, we're gonna talk about ownership thesis, and we're gonna go over the questions. And whenever Facebook gets up, then we'll, y'all can post a badge in the group. What time is it? I'm gonna keep on time. Okay, so we good on time. So this is if you stay connected with me. I'm on Instagram, even though it's down, Vaughn group, and then hopefully everybody should be a member of the Facebook group if you're on Facebook, but it's down. So yeah, so I'm excited. Thank y'all for showing up on day 1. I really appreciate you all. Y'all didn't let Facebook stop what we got going on today. So I really, really appreciate you all. Sorry, not on lunch. What is the homework assignment and to-do list? Okay, all right. So the homework assignment is to make a list of 300 goals. If you don't get to 300 goals, that's fine, but at least start, start. And I'm telling you, this exercise is amazing, but it's literally going to help you think beyond your wildest dreams. I swear, Crystal, who helps me a lot, I give her an idea like every other day. I'm pretty sure she's like, Devon, okay, I need you to stop coming up with ideas, because it clears your mind. It forces you, it challenges you to think outside of what you normally do. How do I access the READ webinar and the creative strategies? Well, if you paid for it, you should have received the email. You should have received the automatic email, and it could be in your spam folder, or if you have Gmail and Gmail categorize it, it could be like in your promotion or social. It said the link isn't working anymore. Huh. Okay, I had to. If you send a note to this email. If you have any issues. If you have wrong email address. If you have any issues, send a note to hello@the group. But yeah, so we can resend your link. Oh, unless the only thing I could think of, it was a time period. So that's my, if you're on LinkedIn, go to my LinkedIn page, the Vaughn group. That's me on Instagram, and in the Facebook group. Kier said, let's go. I know, right? Oh, I'm glad you got the information. Okay, good. So hopefully I pretty much answered. So today was a little light. It was more so the overview. Thank you, Tashir. Tomorrow's when the work begins, right? We have to cram out. My last challenge was 5 days, so we crammed 5 days into 3 days. So tomorrow we're going to go over the ownership thesis. We may even have a special guest. And then on Wednesday we're going to go over the 4 different you're the hope dealer. Hope dealer. That's a new one. That's a new one, hope dealer. But don't be upset if I steal that one. But don't be mad. I'll give you credit to you on. But yeah, so as far as tomorrow, again, we're going over the ownership thesis questions. Wednesday, we're going to go over the different pathways, talking about the challenge. Talking about crowdfunding platforms and the different ways that you can invest, because some people, they don't want to go the active route. They do want to go to passive. Some folks do want to invest in REITs. Some people don't realize that they can invest in larger REITs. I know we have some folks on here that invested in REITs. So that's something that we'll talk about it. So, okay. So I've been receiving emails. Okay, cool. Tijuana sound like you a branding person. Tijuana said, I still need a logo for my real estate. The name was cool. Hope dealer. Oh, see, we be making deals over here. I guess I am the hope dealer. We do deals over here. That's what we do. Lisa, I'm glad I came to the summit too. Yo, so Lisa's talking about Lisa's talking about, I spoke at the Stock Sisters conference. It's by Stocks and Stilettos, and it's a group to help women, particularly African-American women, increase their net worth through investments. And so I spoke about hotel investing. And so that conference was everything. So my women who are not a part of, Stocks and Stilettos, when y'all, when Facebook ever comes back on, please look them up. They're a good group if you're looking to diversify your portfolio.
I was wondering why I couldn't get to the Facebook group. Okay, now that you said, I was like, what's the problem? Because I was trying to get to this class through Facebook and it was just like a no-go.
Yeah,
Oh
that's
my
what I was.
gosh,
Yeah.
I was trying. I was like, okay, what's going on with Verizon? Like,
No, it's
so what were they saying was going on with Facebook? What are they doing?
Don't care.
It just wasn't, like I restarted my phone and everything. Like it wouldn't,
Yep.
it just,
Yeah.
it just went
buffering, I
down.
guess is the right word.
Yeah, it was just saying error message. Yeah, because I couldn't connect. So I was like, oh Lord, I thought it was me. But then people said it's Facebook. Somebody said I need to be more active. I stopped going on Facebook. I'm part of, okay, good. Stocks and Stilettos. Okay, we got a couple folks in the Stocks and Stilettos. They saw me in Rents and Gems. Oh, it says Facebook and IG issue now in the news. Okay, we got some folks in Stocks and Stilettos. See, you see how you building that ecosystem. You see how it works when you got great minds together. We come together, that's the goal. We coming together. So got a mastermind group now. Oh, that's some shocking. Won't have anybody from the mastermind group. Oh, wait a minute. Wait, we got anybody in the mastermind on? We usually have at least one person. I think I saw Kaylin. Oh, the whistleblower for Facebook came out yesterday on 60 Minutes. Who knows what's going on?
Front row.
Natalie got the tea. She got the tea. Well, y'all, this was great. I'm excited. No, I don't host one-on-one consultations. No, I don't, unfortunately.
No.
But with the mastermind, I do offer, that's probably the closest thing for one-on-one consultations. Oh, I won't be in the Black Girls in Real Estate in Miami, so I miss you. But the one-on-one consult, that's probably the closest things with the mastermind. So I can deal with people like one-on-one, and they have more access to me in the mastermind. And then with the in-person mastermind, it's intense because it's 2 days, but you'll have access to previous recordings, and then we can schedule some one-on-one time. But I don't do one-on-one consultations.
Oh.
Yeah, this is the time to nurture your list for entrepreneurs. That is.
Davon.
Yes, ma'am.
Question. So I know you said there's not going to be any virtual access to the mastermind, but will they be recorded and can be accessed later if I purchase the ticket? Because I'm not comfortable with traveling right now, but I'm trying to see if there's any way that I can still get access.
I can give you, okay, yeah, I can, yeah, okay, yeah, we can do that. For the people who don't want to travel, we can figure that out. I'm trying to see if we can do.
Yeah, because it's not even a matter, I want to be there and attend, but I just truly don't feel comfortable traveling right now, and I'm here.
I understand. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, when I travel, I get nervous too. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, and then I'm also here with my mom, and she's a senior citizen. So COVID upended all my life. So
yeah,
if it was just me by myself, that'd be one thing. But
Yeah, I'm thinking, look at y'all now. We got, see, I'm telling y'all, every time I do one of these things, people be changing my whole plan. That's how the in-person mastermind came up. Let's see.
Miss Devon, I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, I'm Sir Catherine, by the way. I just started following in the group. One of the things, the reason why I had, wanted to be a part of the hotel experience is because I also want to get inside of Airbnb as well. So I was just curious. If I'm more so focused on like the investment side of the hotel, will you also be dropping? I don't know. Is some of this information that we're going to be going through? Is it also going to be something that we can like kind of tie into Airbnb style?
Oh yeah. I mean, all Airbnb is just a hotel without being an actual hotel. Yeah, actually, somebody who took my mastermind before, they took it for that reason, and then they end up being a super host. So they had like a 8-unit multifamily, and then they converted into some of the rooms into Airbnb.
Oh, okay. I was just curious because I was the one that was in the comments.
Oh yeah, asking about the Airbnb. Yeah. I mean, what you could do, you could start off with Airbnb. Because there is a lot of it's so much information out there, so you don't know if it's for, it can be overwhelming and not is simplified. So I try to simplify things as much as possible. So, start off with, if it's running out of room, so you can understand the process, right? The biggest thing is understand the process. But once you understand the process, even if you understand the process of an Airbnb, you'll understand the process of owning a hotel. Because you have to understand the operations, right? So even if you have a room, or if you have a basement, or you have an extra floor and you want to rent it out, literally, go on an Airbnb, sign up for it, get professional pictures, look around at your competitors and see what the rates are. Get because I even used to have an Airbnb, get white linen, get stuff that you can wash, easily get the products from like Amazon, and get the furniture and stuff from like Facebook Marketplace. They have it where it's like Airbnb arbitrage, where you can get a management company, you just pay them the percentage and then they'll manage it for you. So, I mean, and if you can build a process where you can scale it and have, multiple Airbnb units, and then you build up that cash flow, understanding the process and operations, and then you go from there into hotel ownership.
Yeah, that's actually like my strategy. So, okay, good deal. Good. I just want to make sure that this is the direction that I should be going. So, thank you.
Oh yeah, no problem. Yeah. I'm gonna have to look at y'all. Y'all always be changing stuff up. We're gonna see how we're gonna do this mastermind virtually, because I'm gonna have some in-person things. So I don't know. I'll get back to y'all. I had somebody by day 3. Y'all, look at you, this group. So was the question already answered in reference to the first Black owned hotel? Yeah, actually the mastermind member won it. Hanan won that. Yeah, so she won to feature the first Black owned hotel is a Warmly Hotel in DC. It opened up in 1871. Are there certifications you recommend at this stage? So the CHO by AHOA, you have to be a member of AHOA, and they have what you call certified hotel owner. That's good. It kind of breaks it down, but before you go there, really understand your strategy first as far as what you're trying to do. Are you trying to stay straight on, or you just want to invest? So maybe take a step back as far as what kind of certification or what's your strategies first. And it'll probably help you tomorrow after we go through the ownership thesis. It'll probably help you some more. Yeah, and Kayla mentioned the duvet covers for the Airbnb. So yeah. Where's the Mastermind location? It's going to be in Atlanta. Are there any books for us beginners to read? I had to put it in the Facebook group. It's two. It's on Amazon, Epic Conversations, and then there's another one. Oh, my business partner, Mike Ely from Broke the Millions. So Winning Atlanta. So it's going to be the first or second weekend. So I should have it confirmed and it changed because I'm trying to get one of the brand representatives to be there to talk to you all in person. So that's why it changed. I'm trying to, hopefully everything will be ironed out by Wednesday, where we can have somebody, I want somebody from the brand, from an actual hotel brand. So you get that one-on-one contact and ask them any questions that you may have. So it'll be in November. Yep, Epic Conversations. Yep, thank you. Thank you, Janetha. Okay, someone said that they did their Airbnb with their timeshare 4 units. Yeah, so what some people are doing, like I said, going back to the Airbnb, once you start off with one, don't overwhelm yourself and try to do multiple Airbnb units at the same time on your own, unless you have a management company. I would have started off with one, understand the process, understand what it looks like, and then just grow from there. Are you doing the Black Girls in Real Estate in Miami or Charlotte? No, I'm not. How many hotels do I own? It will be 1 as of now. It will change in a couple weeks.
Devon, I have a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to know, I saw in the Facebook group that you do some of the tours of hotels in the cities that you're, I guess, visiting with your group members. How do we get to join a part of that, depending on where you're visiting and things like that?
So the Mastermind, that's what we're going to do. We're going to do a hotel tour.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so it's in Atlanta. Thank you.
Yeah, so we're going to do we're going to do a hotel tour. My hotel tours are a little different because it's coming from a hotel ownership perspective. So the conversations aren't just like, oh, I'm just showing you this, hotel as a meeting space. It's more so like, how was the process? Like the one in DC, it had different layers of ownership. It had different layers of the operational structure. So that was a little different. So he went into detail as far as how much things cost. So to give you that perspective from an ownership perspective, so we have, do you have a success story for one of your students in their path to hotel ownership? I have a student right now, 2 students that I'm partnering with. They're getting ready to put an offer on a deal. I have another group, 2 groups that formed their own, one formed their own ownership group. Now I will say, you have to do the work. Because you can form an ownership group all day, but you have to do the work. You have to have at least somebody who can kind of halfway do this full time, because it takes a lot of work of putting a deal together and getting it to the closing table. Question is, are you able to share if you're an active or passive side of hotel ownership? I'm just trying to understand them both. We will talk about that more tomorrow. We'll go into more in detail. Okay, so we got some folks in Atlanta. Yeah, so it's in Atlanta. So it's gonna be a small group. It's gonna be like 15 people in person. Because again, I'm real hands-on. It's a lot of questions. I don't make sure everybody questions get answered. And also it's about building a community. I'm telling you, when we had these events, oh my gosh, it's amazing the amount of connections that's made during these groups. It's crazy. Do we need to work on our business, personal credit? You need to work on more personal credit than you do business credit for hotel ownership. So
more, if you're looking for the hotels that's the in-town suite type situation, is that considered a small hotel? Because I know you said to start with small. Is that
like an in-town suite, like an extended stay? Yeah, but you'll still need a credit score. They say minimum of 680, but it's better to have a credit score over 700.
Okay, I can swing that. Okay.
And then if you want to get a hotel that's less than 5 million, I would recommend that too, because then you can qualify for SBA loans.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that's what, when you said small, that's what you were referring to, because I see a lot of those, especially here in Atlanta, and I've even had to stay in one before. So I'm just like, that to me would interest me more than the bigger hotels.
I love it. I love that mindset. Yes. Ooh, I get excited. I'm like a hotel geek, so I get excited when people talk like that. So excuse me. How well does this work with veterans seeking loans? So the SBA, they actually don't offer any programs for veterans for hotels.
Boo.
I know. I know. What about buying hotels from auctions? That's a great question. So I may have to. So Omari Head, he's our in-house broker. He actually founded a Facebook group. I just kind of hijacked it from him. I'm like his little play little sister, so I can do things like that. But so he actually is a hotel auction expert. And I'm gonna try to bring him on the challenge. He said he may try to swing through. But with hotels and auctions, 10X, look at 10X. Let me write it in the chat, www.10x.com. So 10X is an auction website, but you kind of have to pay to play. You kind of have to have cash, or have people who have access to cash. Yeah. So that's where the deals are though. But you have to have the capital ready. Like, so some folks, what they do, they get business credit, they pull from it. They pull from lines of credit. They get like 10 people. So some strategies, you know, you can have 10 people with $100,000 of credit. Y'all come together and boom, y'all got $1 million, and now y'all got something to play with, right? So those are some things that you can do. Like, those are some strategies that you can have, right? As far as the getting on the auction. So yeah, Robin, it'll be good. I'm gonna try to get Omari to come on. He's the auction expert. He actually has some deals on 10X, I think, already. But he can talk. I think he's gonna come on the challenge sometime this week. His schedule is crazy, but he's gonna try to come on. If not, he's definitely in the group, and you can ask him questions about the auction. Now, these are some great questions. Is Echo Lodge still what? Is Echo Lodge still?
I said it wrong.
Econo Lodge?
Yeah,
Econo Lodge?
Yeah, I'm in Econo Lodge.
Is it still on where?
Still around, like buying them or anything like that?
Oh yeah. Okay. That's a part of the Choice brand.
Yeah. And so was Clarion. Okay. I used to work in the hotel industry too.
You said what?
I used to work in the hotel industry. I'm still a Hyatt girl though.
You said, I'm a Hyatt girl too. Where you start? I got my start off at Hyatt Regency Atlanta.
Okay, I started at Hyatt Regency in Columbus, Ohio. Then I went to Hyatt Regency Baltimore. Then I was in Hyatt Regency Georgia. I've been in quite a few.
Hyatt Regency Georgia? You mean Hyatt Regency Savannah?
No. I was in Georgia, the one on Peach Street, the big one, the flagship.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's where I was.
I'm a Hyatt girl. I was Hyattized. I worked at the Hyatt for like 15 years.
Oh yeah. That's where I got my start.
Yeah.
Francis said she was at the Hyatt Buckhead, and then the sheriff said Hyatt Regency Atlanta. Say it again.
With Robert Steele. I don't know if you know him.
No, that was before my time, but
people have heard about him.
Oh yeah, I heard about him. Yeah.
I came through him. There's a bunch of us that came through him.
Nice.
No, so I was thinking about it because at one point in time I was on the verge of buying an Econo Lodge, but then it fell through. So I just didn't, and I haven't really seen any. I'm up in New York now, so they don't really have a lot of Econo Lodges up here.
Yeah, because you know what, I don't know if you noticed, but Choice, they have a diversity program.
Yeah, I heard. Okay.
Okay. If you can't get an Econo Lodge, if you can't find one, I would look at Best Westerns. I would look at Motel 6. If Omari was here, he'll definitely tell you get a Motel 6.
Okay.
I would look at a Motel 6 so that way you just won't limit yourself with a Econo Lodge.
Okay.
I would
Okay.
look at independent hotels, independent motels to see how you can convert them to an Econo Lodge. And then maybe that can be your exit strategy. You buy it low, you convert it to an Econo Lodge, but then when you sell it, you get a little bit more exit.
Okay. It doesn't have to be an Econo Lodge. That was just one of the first ways I was into getting into trying to possibly buy a hotel.
Yeah.
So that was why I was thinking that way. But I was thinking, I've been looking at Motel 6 quietly. And then I found this group.
Yeah, we got Damon Smith, he's in a group too. He's connected with Motel 6 as well. He's a management company, approved management company for them.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
I don't want to hog black. It's a black owned.
Good. I'm sorry, I don't want to hog up time.
It says, please don't have the mass on the weekend of the 12th. Oh Lord, y'all killing me. It's either that weekend or the weekend before. I'm trying to make it work. Because I'm going by the brand. It's when the brand can come. Because I want the brand to be there. It'll be nice for y'all to get that one-on-one time with the brand. It says hotel, motel. I worked at the I actually got my start at the Hyatt Regency Atlanta in 2000. It was 2007. That's when I started. I got hired in 2006, at the end of 2006, but I started in 2007. What are your thoughts on converting a commercial building like a doctor's office or a shopping center into a hotel? It depends if it has the space. Or a lot of times what happened is like an office building, depending how it's structured and how much the acres that it sits on, it can be converted into a hotel if zoning permits and if the branding approves it. Kira said she worked at the Westin downtown. Oh yeah, I knew a couple people worked at the Westin. Started my career with Marriott, fell in love with hotels. We got a whole bunch of hotel folks on here. How does zoning work for bed and breakfasts? It depends. Every municipality is different. So that's something that you'll have to check with your respective municipality or wherever you're trying to develop your bed and breakfast. Yeah, I knew what you meant when you said the bed. ATL 14 suites. Oh, okay. How profitable on average is a Best Western or Motel 6? They're definitely more profitable than so you're probably looking at what 30%, 30 to 40% profit margin with Best Western or Motel 6. The reason why, because they're leaner, it's not a lot of expenses, right? I'm in Birmingham, Alabama. We definitely need diversity. Yeah. Comfort Days Inn. Comfort is Choice. Days Inn is Wyndham. Wyndham actually has a program now for women, which I really have to look at. I keep saying that. You only talk about deals during the Mastermind. Someone brought a deal to me, but I have no clue if it's a good deal because I don't have the financials, because they got it as a package deal, never open for business. Do we do? Yeah, I do really only talk about deals on the Mastermind. You can try to run it by Omari, but yeah, I only talk about deals on the Mastermind. Because in the Mastermind, we walk you through how to analyze the deal, and it's a process. You can go to I think Elise Cap. I don't know if Kendra's on. Go to I think it's Google Elise Capital. I think she has, I don't know the website, but Google Elise Capital, and just say I referred you. She can walk you through how to underwrite a deal, and you just have to pay her for it. She's an expert underwriter. So just Google her and just tell her. I think you get a discount. I think I can't remember. Yeah, but reach out to her. Name again, Elise. I'm gonna put it in the chat. Elise capital for, you have to Google it because I can't think of the website. Hotel underwriting. If you Google it, she'll come up. Her name is Kendra Plummer. And just tell her Davon sent you. What did you say about Wyndham Hotel and Women? So Wyndham Hotels, the Wyndham brand, they have a new initiative to encourage. Yeah, that's it. Elise Cap. I can't remember if it's Elise Capital or Elise Cap. But Wyndham Hotels, they have a program where they help women become hotel owners. And so it's market specific on what type of deals that they have. At the Mastermind, do you speak more about active investing? Do you go in depth to passive investing? Yeah, I do both. So I determine where you are, where you want to be. And that starts off with your ownership thesis. So if you're more active, more passive. Typically the people who come through the Mastermind, they want to be active because the investment, the capital investment that you're making, they typically want to be active because I teach you how to raise capital. I teach you how to put the deal together. But I will say through the Masterminds, you get access to my deals first. You get access to off-market deals.
How many times a year do you have the mastermind?
This year I had a lot of them, but next year it's only going to be two in-person events, one international, one domestic. The international will be good for folks who want to develop or acquire hotels internationally. So we'll have an international hotel consultant who's going to literally take us around whatever island we go to. They already have established connections, so they'll walk you through how to find financing. They'll walk you through how to connect with the local municipalities and everything. And that's through the international space, because I don't do international hotels, but I do have counterparts who are experiencing international hotel consulting.
Okay.
But that'll be next year. That'll be next year. Yeah.
Okay. Do you all, and I'm just curious, do you all ever have access to passive investing for international deals?
I don't. I mean, I see them, but I don't. But I will say probably what will happen typically when groups get together, like that mastermind, I mean, that event that I was talking about internationally, I can see it'll be a combination of active and passive. So you'll have the active people who'll take the lead to get it done, and the passive people who'll be like, oh, okay, I understand the process. I see who you are now. I want to invest with you.
Yeah. And this is why I'm listening, and I'm my wheels are turning, because I ain't going to your front with you. I don't want to own, I don't want to have my whole life planned, but I'm like Mr. Albitron in your webinar. Just tell me what you need. Tell me what is necessary, and I'll do that and be passive. And just
and that's fair and realistic, because a lot of people, they don't
want to be no one. No, I do, because it's like I don't want to be a landlord. I don't want to manage anything. I want to invest and walk away. I mean, stay learned, stay educated and check in. But, I'm very much about the passive life.
Are you active or passive? I'm gonna let somebody else answer that.
She's very active. If you weren't here if you were here for the whole thing, you would know she's very active.
That's the first time I ever got that question. That's why I'm laughing.
With the capital, with all caps, bold, underline, exclamation mark to the infinity.
No, I just never got that question. No, I'm active. I've always been more of a Now I am, wait a minute, I got something for y'all. Actually, I am kind of both because I've invested, I have investment in REITs. So I am both. So that's fair.
Yeah, but let's be honest. Yeah, okay, let's say your portfolio out of 100%, your portfolio is predominantly how much active would you say?
Oh yeah,
range.
I would say like
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's like 99% active.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I only deduced that about you just from listening to you on webinars, and I've only been exposed to you maybe for the last couple of months, but you scream active.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, yeah.
And I know I'm not you. I'm you in other things, but I don't want to be you in real estate. I just want to be
Yeah, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. So I can tell you that much. It is definitely a lot. But no, I love it. I enjoy it. So I will say but once I'm passive too. Let's see what's the link to the we're gonna talk more about the mastermind on the reason why, because remember I told you about that date and it looked like I may have to change a date again. But I'll make sure I get y'all the link for the masterclass. Just to be clear, in your professional opinion, do you need a realtor license or broker license to be successful in the real estate industry? I wouldn't say license, it would help. I would continue to take some type of like courses to educate yourself so you can understand the laws. You know, some people will say, oh, you don't need it, but it depends on type of real estate you want to get into. Maybe like more like commercial real estate, they have what you call like CCIM. I forgot what it stands for. It's like commercial real estate international designation or something like that, CCIM. That'll help you with I would do so more so for education. And really, if you want to do well in hotels or commercial real estate, I will understand finance. And no, you don't need a license to be. I don't have a license. I don't have a real estate license, and I do hotels. Now, if I want to sell hotels, then yes, I would need to be licensed. Omari is licensed, but I'm not trying to sell hotels, so I don't even get into it. I send them right over to Omari. Any thoughts on Airbnb being an independent hotel with solid branding resource? Oh yeah, hotels do it all the time. I mean, they've been doing that before COVID, so I know they're doing it now. So independent hotel, what he's saying is, he or she is saying is that you're doing an Airbnb, an independent hotel with solid brand. Now you can't Airbnb, well, I don't know how many rooms, because it's probably regulations, because you still probably have to pay tax. But it's 45 rooms. I don't know what that 45 means. 45 rooms. Yeah, because it depends on whenever I don't know what the regulations are. But yeah, if you have an independent hotel and you want to Airbnb the rooms, it is some regulations. You can't use soft brands if they allow it. Some brands, they don't allow Airbnb that you put in their rooms on the platform, but I've seen it where they put their meeting spaces on Peerspace. And Peerspace is, think of it as like a Airbnb for meeting rooms. But no, I mean, I would do it. I mean, I'm big on maximizing as many revenue streams as possible. So that's what I would do, is if any way that you can maximize your revenue, then do whatever you can, as long as if you have to get waivers, or it's just some people, they like independent hotels, they to be a little bit more flexible, but then you have to be really creative when it comes to getting folks to your because see, Airbnb is a platform, so people they have a strong marketing platform, so people go to Airbnb to book their rooms, and your place just happens to be on their platform. Same thing with Peerspace. So it's just like, if you do the independent hotel without a major brand, what are you doing to get people to your hotel? So I think we did. I tried to answer as many questions as possible. So, all right. So for today, I'm going to start working on y'all 300 things. I'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you all so much. I really do appreciate this. I really do appreciate our questions. It's been great. I'm excited. I'm excited for tomorrow. I know y'all gave me some homework. I always get homework every time I do these webinars. But I have homework, so I'll get on it. I'll try to we'll try to get responses to folks. Oh, thank you. Thank y'all for showing up. Like really the big thank y'all. See you all for showing up. You know, we're changing the narrative. We're changing the narrative. If I can get one hotel owner, y'all, I'll be happy. We will soft brand if you, well, question, a brand said to me, we will soft brand if you acquire the hotel. See what I'm saying? Yeah. So now with the homework. That's right. Oh, I got one last question. Look like Ryan was trying to. Oh, I know if Ryan was trying to ask a question. Yeah, so on to the homework. And we'll be back. See you tomorrow at 12 o'clock. Hopefully this time is a little better for folks. Some folks on their lunch break, some folks not. So it's more like a lunch and learn. So excited. See you all tomorrow. And the recording should be up probably in a couple hours. We don't see anyone of color on the page. Exactly. That's why I'm having these, that's why I'm having this whole challenge. A star said a very key point. She said, wow, I don't see anyone of color on the Wyndham page for hotel ownership. That's exactly why I'm having this challenge. This is exactly why. So we can get people who look like us, a little melanated, that can get on these hotel ownership pages. That is the goal. So yes, see you all tomorrow. Okay. I want you to have that same passion and persistency to get folks of color into these ownership roles, into these hotels. Okay. Thank you all so much. I will see you all tomorrow. This has been exciting. Yes, be safe. I know. I'm so glad we met in Vegas too. I know. That was so fun. I know. That was crazy. Should play some Beyonce real quick. Woo, woo. Bless you too, Kate.